Rated Gen Z, where real talks get real. Each episode dives deep into the minds of 18 to 24-year-olds, exploring their dreams, struggles, and perspectives that most people never hear. We're diving into the chaos that defines a generation everyone talks about, but nobody actually listens to. This isn't just a podcast. This is a generation speaking. Welcome to Rated Gen Z. Cherish, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I'd like to say that you are my first international guest on this particular podcast. So this is exciting. So tell us where you're calling in from.
Yeah, I'm a Nigerian, but I'm currently in Rwanda, Kigali for school. Yeah.
Okay. And is that far from where you're from?
Yeah, like Nigeria is West Africa and Rwanda is East Africa, so it's quite far.
Okay. So it's like university here in the United States where you go and you have dorms, right? Like rooms that you stay in. Same concept.
Yeah, but I have like an apartment. I don't stay in the hostels.
Okay.
So yeah,
And is this your first or second year?
just a newbie.
A newbie, so you're a freshman? What do you guys say for your freshman year, for your first year? Do you guys have a word for it?
Freshman. We don't necessarily use the freshman. We just say, oh, I mean, we don't even use anything.
Okay, you just say it's my first year.
Yeah.
Okay, here we have, I feel like we have a word for everything in the United States. So Cherish, I would love to have you give a little bit of background, like an introduction to yourself.
Okay. I mean, my name is Cherish Yusuf. I'm a Nigerian. And okay, family background. Okay, let me see. I have three siblings.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm born. Yeah, I have an elder sister, a younger brother. And yeah, I'm in school studying software engineering. I'm in my first year. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah.
Okay. And I know that you and I met through a nonprofit, Nexo Girls, and then the Girl in Techie, where I spoke, and you were lovely and reached out to me, and you were very kind with your words, and I appreciated it. So thank you. And I asked you to come on here because, this podcast is for Generation Z, and I would love to show that even though you're on the other side of the world, that your age group still experiences a lot of the same issues as we do here in the United States. Um, and you in particular, you said that you wanted to talk about how you feel very overwhelmed and there's a lot of pressure. And so it's important to talk about that. It doesn't just happen in one country. It happens in all countries with your age group. So what is it in particular that makes you feel that way? Is it school or just everything in general? I'm curious.
Genuinely, I just feel like everything because like everything is just so overwhelming. Okay, let's talk about the pressure to have everything going on like perfectly. Like I feel like this generation, like we are more like perfectionists. Like we just want
Mm.
everything to happen how we want it to, but it just can't be. There's the social media pressure. You go on social media and then you see everybody, having things going on for them, and then we feel pressure to, be like them. We don't even know if um we don't even know what's behind the scenes, but we're
Yeah,
just
you don't know if it's real or not.
like we're so pressured, and we have the addictions again. Like, okay, we're in the digital age, and then the social media, we're addicted to things. We're addicted to this thing, and we want to focus on the other thing. So like, there's too much going on. So we don't really know where to like shift our focus on. Like, it's a lot to be honest. Yeah.
I love that you said you don't know where to shift your focus on. And that's so important to state that your generation, it's hard to focus because you have social media and technology and everything at your fingertips that you're used to having everything happen fast and right away. So your focus is always like I feel like a ping pong ball, like just back and forth or a tennis ball. So yeah, like I love that you mentioned that it's difficult for you to figure out where you should put your time and energy into. That is a real thing.
Real thing because we have school, we have our social life. We want our friendships to be intact. We have a lot going on. Like it's so hard to balance. Yeah, and then we have the other generation, like the Gen X or what, I don't
That would
know.
be me. I would be a Gen Xer.
They find it so hard to um relate with us. They find it so hard to understand where we are coming from. So they just see us as these complicated people that don't know what they're doing. But genuinely, we are just Gen Z and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, you
We
were
found it
born when you were born. It's not like you had any say in what year you were going to be born in. Yeah, it's not your fault.
not our fault.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why I am doing this and I am doing the film because I want people to understand your generation better so that we can empathize more with your what you're dealing with and just your struggles and how we can help. Because I think a lot of people think you don't want our help, but I have a feeling you do. You need our mentorship, our guidance, our advice, our experiences. You guys still need that.
Yeah, we definitely need all the help we can get. We definitely do.
Yes. So in an ideal world for you, what would your world look like right now with school, social life? Like, how would that look to you?
To be honest, like my life right now is just it's not just organized, to be honest. Let me just start from there. Because I'm a student, as you know, and then I just have a lot going on. Oh, I'm just thinking about a lot. I'm thinking about, oh, how will my life be in 5 years? I'm just trying to set a right base now.
Okay.
So everything is so overwhelming. I'm trying to, settle school, settle making new friends in a new country. I'm trying to, balance mental health. I feel like I'm very big on my mental health. It's
Mhm.
very important. So I feel like there's so much going on right now, and I'm trying my best to stay organized. Like I'm just trying my best to, have to do this. Oh, you're supposed to do this now. Like you're supposed to do that now. And anytime I talk to someone older like you, I always ask, like, how are you able to keep up? How are you able to stay consistent? Because I really want to know. Because you elderly people, you guys have okay, like you're a mom and you have kids, you have a job. Some people have corporate jobs, so it's a lot. So I always try my best to ask, okay, how are you able to keep up with all of this stress? Because I'm new to this and um
Yeah. It's still a struggle for so many of us adults. We talk about that a lot. For instance, on the platform LinkedIn, it's a business platform and a lot of people on there who are CEOs and run companies, they still struggle with finding balance in their lives when it comes to work and their personal lives. There are some of them that are burning out, and burnout is also a very serious thing. There's a lot of people that talk about how burnout, your body literally just like shuts down on you and you just can't think straight. And a lot of people experience that for years until they can get back to what you want to call normal, I guess. And knowing that, Cherish, like I don't want to ever get to that place. I don't think you would ever want to get to a place where you burn out and you get sick. So I think prioritizing what's important to you. So you just said that your mental health is important. So then then that's some of your focus should be going to that. Like so yeah, it's figuring out what's your priority, what's important to you, and then that's where your focus goes. Um, for me, like I told you yesterday that I left my corporate job because I wasn't going to be able to balance doing the podcast and the film and mentoring and wanting to do all this. It wasn't going to be possible. So I
I love
had to leave my job.
like I feel like sometimes you just need to be honest with ourselves. Like just tell yourself, oh, I can't do this. You mustn't do everything at once.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we Gen Zs try to do. We just try to have do everything at once because now it's not like before where oh everything was defined. You could just be a doctor, lawyer, this. But now you could be so many things. You could be a content creator, you could be a freelancer, you could be so many things, and we just don't know where to stay. We just don't know. And okay, for example, let me use myself as an example. Today, I may feel very interested in this field, and I
Mhm.
invest time to research and all of that. And then the following week, I see something again that I want to do, and it goes on. So it's so hard for me to like kind of like pick what I want. So that's why Generation Z is so confused. Like it's a lot to
Not
be.
only that, I feel like a lot of it too is that everybody has like multiple things that they're doing. Like you rarely see anybody just focusing on one career, one job. Everybody seems to have these side hustles and multiple things that they're doing. And I don't know where that came from because when I grew up, our parents had a one career. No one had side hustles really. And then suddenly this, I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was a millennial thing, the generation below me, but do you think that pressure is coming from older generations or it's your peers and it's just you guys putting pressure that's unnecessary on yourselves? Like, where is this pressure coming from?
I feel like right now um everything has changed. Like there are so many things you need to be able to afford. Like you need to be able to afford a house, you need to be able to afford other luxuries aside from, basic clothing, food. You need to be able to afford self-care. There are so many things you need to be able to do. And yeah, I feel like that's just what we want. We just don't want to settle for less. We just want to be very comfortable. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's basically what I feel. So it's just, I feel like that's just how it is, and that's just how we are moving with. We are just moving with it. Like we're just moving with the vibe. We don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting how everything that you're saying is exactly what our Gen Zers in the United States are saying. So once again, showing that commonality that I think because of social media, you have access to see what everybody else in the world is doing. And do you think that that has had a huge impact on your culture and just your generation in
Sorry, I didn't
Africa?
get.
I'm curious because you are in Africa. You're in, and it's a completely different continent than where we're at. But I feel like everything that you're saying is exactly what someone your age would say in the United States. So I'm wondering if social media is having an impact on how you guys are now growing up, because let's be honest, a lot of the countries have grown up very differently and the cultures are very different. But I think social media is merging cultures in a way where now young women in different parts of the world are experiencing, the same thing. And so I'm curious if like you see that happening.
Yeah, I do. Like I most definitely see that, and I'll say yes. Like social media is really, it's social media is very common. Like we watch common things around the
Mhm.
world. TikTok, Instagram. So I feel like social media it really has like a very great impact on how we're growing. Like I really don't know how this evolved so fast, but if you notice Gen Zs, we are just the same, and it's social media. I'll just the blame is on social media. Yeah, lots of influence on us. So I'll say yeah, we
Do you
think
think there should be limits on to what the younger generations can consume, or there should be maybe more I don't want to say laws, but more restrictions around like when you should be able to start using social media. I mean, I know that there are countries that are trying to do that. I don't know how easy that is, but do you believe that that would help if there were like regulations around it, like for
yeah,
kids?
yeah. Like I feel like social media is very sensitive. Or is that the right word? I don't know, but social media is very addictive. It
Yeah.
has influenced you greatly. So restrictions will help. Restrictions will definitely help. Yeah, but I don't think um it's something that will be
It's hard.
easily. I don't think it's something that most people will follow. Like I don't know, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's going to help. For real, it's going to help.
Do you do anything to make sure that you have time away from your phone and from social media? Are you good about that or no? Because I've spoken to so many Gen Zers and some are really bad in that they are just addicted to it and it's hard for them to get away from their phone. And then I've spoken to others that take time out of their day to put their phone away or with if they're with friends, they put their phone away or they have days, yeah, where they just are not on it. Do you do anything in particular for for yourself?
I don't think I'm a phone addict. Am I?
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm a phone addict at
Okay.
this point because I okay, so if I'm not on my phone, I'm sleeping. So it's not a big deal for me. Like my phone, using my phone doesn't affect me in any way at this point
Okay.
stage in my life now. Like I function perfectly, so I wouldn't say my phone using my phone affects me in any way. So I'm good. Like I'm good. But if I want to just like have time away from my phone, if I'm like, oh my God, I spent so much time on my phone, I just go and take a nap. Just go and sleep or eat.
But that's your go-to, sleep and eat.
Definitely coursework and all of that. So yeah.
Okay. And with school and career, do you think, because you just said you have so many different interests, do you think that you're going to continue to follow on this path, or are you open to knowing that things can change completely? Because I was someone that I thought I was going to go down a certain path, and my path and my journey has been nothing like I ever envisioned. And I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing. So, do you also acknowledge that your life might go down a completely different road? And like, are you okay with that?
Like, okay, so yesterday I was literally just thinking aloud. I was like, my life would change, like my interest could just change completely. And I'm really scared of about that. I don't want that to happen. Like I know
Really?
like very it's filled with like uncertainties and the rest. But it's very hard to understand the fact that something can just happen along the road and everything will fall apart. But I'm a very optimistic person. So I don't want
Good.
to give it thought and all of that. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm open
Yeah,
to any forms of like because my interest could shift. Like people grow, people evolve, and I feel like if I grow out of what I'm doing now, it's going to be fine by me. But for now, I think I love where I'm going to.
good. Yeah, there's plenty of people that know from a very young age and they pursue it and and they just stay on that path and that's fantastic. I just know I'm someone that everything that I've experienced was nothing that I ever imagined. And so I also acknowledge that not everything goes the way you want it to. And it's important to be optimistic about it, know that, okay, if it doesn't happen the way I wanted it to, then there was a reason for that. There was something I was supposed to learn from that and grow and evolve.
Okay, so how did you take it, like knowing that, oh, this wasn't where, or this is not what I thought I would be doing? How were you able to like take all of it?
Well, oddly enough, a lot of it started when I was young because I moved to a different state when I was 22 for the man that I ended up marrying, and now I'm divorced. But I moved across the country for him. And I thought I was going to just live in that state for a couple of years and then move back to my hometown. And that didn't happen. And then I didn't, it just so even just from that point on forward, nothing was what I ever thought. I never thought I would get divorced, and I got divorced. All these things. And so I think at a young age, I learned really quickly that life can change in an instant. And so knowing that, I think I needed to embrace it. And once I embraced it, Cherish, it was actually kind of exciting not knowing what my future was going to look like. And I still get excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I feel like everybody should be open to new things happening. Nobody should, like, it's not that deep. Things change. So
Yeah.
it'd be good for you to, break down over something that happened. So everybody should just be open to things. You never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, as long as I am like just the short years I've lived, um, I think there was a point in time I think when I was still in high school, so I used to think, oh, I know everything already. Like I can't change. I always thought like, oh, I was mature enough, so I
Believe me,
couldn't
I
change.
did
But like
too.
when I grew like a year older, I just looked back and I was like, oh my God, so I really did this. Like there are so many things. So I'm like, oh wow. So I can actually change like my opinions and my, interests will change. So that was really interesting for me. So yeah, that's why I'm so open to new things happening in my life.
Yeah. And plus, how exciting to like not know what your future really is going to look like. Obviously, you can have your
But like,
goals and follow certain things, but like I think that that's something that's so beautiful about life is not knowing.
it's so exciting. Like when I just sit down, I'm like, oh, in the next 5 years, I may not even be here. Like I may be in another place. I like it's so good to think about it.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if you're dating anyone, but you might fall in love and then all those things, like that's kind of fun too.
Thinking of, having kids one day, it's very, I mean, it can be so exciting and yet,
Yeah, and yet scary. Yeah, it that you can I think a lot of us realize that you can experience both emotions at the same time. You can be scared and excited. Like when I left my job, I was really excited about knowing that I'm get to pursue my passion, but at the same time I was really scared because I'm, doing something different and I'm taking a huge risk. And you can have both at the same time. That's important. You can be sad and also hopeful at the same time. They can live together. you know those opposite emotions can live together. Yeah. So well, this was very eye-opening to me, and I think it will be eye-opening to a lot of people because like I said, you could be sitting here talking to me and everybody will just assume like everybody I've spoken to is in the same country at this point because you guys are all experiencing the same things. It's
Mhm.
incredible I think that's something we didn't experience that years ago before social
Okay,
media.
so okay. Well, during your time, your generation when you were about my age, like was were there similarities between like your country, this other country, or this continent and the other continent? Do you have an idea? Like, is it like how Gen Z is now? How, you know, Gen Zs are all with us in common. We just have common
Yeah.
features.
I
So
did
what?
not experience that, Cherish, at all. I'll tell you this, we had a lot of stereotypes about our generation in other countries because at the time, the only thing that we had to base it around was the news on
Mm,
TV. And the news was very different back then than it is now. And so what I saw at like your age back then, was I saw more of the differences than the similarities. And I think a lot
mm,
of us, our generations did. It was more of like, oh, look at how different we are. And now I feel like it's the opposite. Now I feel like because of social media and the globalization of things, now you realize, wow, we are so similar and there's more commonalities than there are differences.
everything is
And
so-
I think that's a positive to show that we really are all
Yeah,
human.
like whenever like you watch TikTok or Instagram videos, like you see relatable content that you can like relate to, like, oh, so this happens to me as well. Like, oh, I thought this was just happening to me. Like, it's so interesting to see how we're all connected, we're all similar.
So hopefully, like just even listening to this podcast, people can once again realize, okay, we're more similar than different. And then hopefully that can help people's perspectives and minds open up a little bit
Yeah.
more. For sure. Well, I appreciate your honesty and your willingness to just, to share. I
Yeah,
think
it was
that's wonderful. Yeah,
yeah.
so thank you. And I look forward to just staying connected. And I know that I recommended a mentor for you. And I know that you're going to be more active on LinkedIn. I saw that you put your picture up on there. You took my advice from yesterday. So I'm just looking forward to being a part of your journey and getting to follow you.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to being part of yours as well.
Oh, thank you. All
I
right.
really, you're really nice. You're really kind.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
I didn't expect your invite, but it was so overwhelming. Oh wow, I'm going to be on the podcast. So yeah,
Well,
I'm excited.
your voice deserves to be heard for sure.
Thank
So thank you for letting me share your voice. It's very humbling for me too. So thank you.
you so much. Yeah.
All right. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode and you're between the ages of 18 and 24 and would like to be a featured guest, go to rock.vision. Until next